Looking at the function 7x plus 9, it is a line. The slope is 7 and the y-intercept is 9, so it would look something like this. Positive slope. It's going to pass a vertical line test. It's never going to touch a vertical line more than once, and it'll also pass a horizontal line test. No horizontal line is going to pass through that function more than one time. So this is a one-to-one function, which means that it will have an inverse. So let's find the inverse of f of x is 7x plus 9. Our first step to finding an inverse is we're going to change f of x to y. So y equals 7x plus 9. Then, since we know inverses have x's and y's switched, we're going to switch x's and y's. So we're going to have x equals 7y plus 9. And now we're going to work to solve for y. So looking at that x equals 7y plus 9, we want to get y by itself. So I'm going to subtract 9 from both sides, which gives me x minus 9 is 7y. And lastly, we have 7 times y. To get y by itself, I need to divide by 7. So there, my y equals x minus 9 over 7. And my last step is to call it f inverse. So f inverse is that f negative 1 really means f inverse, even though it kind of looks like it's f to the negative 1. It's going to be x minus 9 over 7. Some things we could check to make sure that it really is an opposite or an inverse is we could plug in x and get out a y, and we should have opposite x's and y's, right? They should be swapped. So let's test maybe a point. What is f of 0? Into the original function, we would have 7 times 0 plus 9, which gives us 9. And now plugging into the inverse, if I plug in 9, I should get 0. So we have the point 0, 9 in the original function should be 9, 0 in the other function if we swap x and y. Make x 9, y should be 0. So I can test it into the inverse. 9 minus 9 is 0, divided by 7 is 0. So testing by a point to just check if that is true is one way to check. The other way is to just kind of visually assess. So we have 7 times x plus 9. What would be the opposite of multiplying by 7 and adding 9? Well, we have subtracting 9 and dividing by 7. So that looks good. I'm pretty confident that this f inverse of x is x minus 9 over 7. So we're going to do those same steps, and we're going to find a lot of inverses in future examples. We're going to switch it and call it y equals instead of maybe f of x. We're going to swap the x's for y's and solve for y. And then remember to label our function as the inverse, which is that raising it to a -1 is how we write inverse in math.